Welcome to another All About Symbian video preview. This time we're looking at the Nokia N78. The Nokia N78, announced at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, is a new entry-level N-series device. As such, it can be seen as a replacement for the N73, which itself was a replacement for the N70. It's got the same candy bar form factor as these devices, with the camera on the back, the keypad and screen on the front, and a number of controls on the side of the device. As you can see, the N78 has a more fashion-conscious design. The front surface is predominantly flat, with the exception of the DPad and the Multimedia key, and the ridges between the number keys. The number keys, despite appearances, are actually quite easy to use. There's individual keytones under each of the keys, and as a result it has excellent tactile feedback. There's a real feeling up and down. Nokia say that in user testing, the N78 has equalled the text input speeds of the N73. It just goes to show you that appearances can be deceptive. The left-hand side of the device houses the micro SD memory card slot as well as the micro USB cable port. On the right-hand side of the device we can see here the camera capture key, the volume rocker key, and one of the pair of stereo speakers. The other is diagonally opposite on the other side of the device. The N78's D-pad can be used in one of two ways. First, the traditional directional control, up, down, left and right as shown here. Also note the transition effects common throughout the N78. The second way, as shown here, is the Navi wheel. This is a touch-sensitive rim which is particularly useful for moving through long lists of items such as music playlists or lists of messages. The N78, in common with other N-series devices, has extremely strong multimedia functionality. This can be accessed using the Multimedia menu, which is navigated using the Navi wheel. Each category of multimedia has its own panel with appropriate detail to drop down into it. It's a quick way of accessing all the multimedia functionality of the device without going via the traditional S60 launcher. Now let's take a look at the multimedia functions in more detail. We'll start with imaging. The N78 has an autofocus 3.2 megapixel camera with Carl Zeiss optics and an accompanying LED flash. This should produce pretty reasonable results, although it may not match the top-end 5 megapixel cameras found in the N82 and N95. The N78 also has access to the standard N-series camera application with the ability to change camera settings via the icons on the side. New to the N78 is the Photos application, which replaces Gallery for viewing photos and videos. As you can see, it has much better performance when scrolling through a lot of images. Thumbnail performance is particularly impressive when compared to a device such as the N73. Photos allows you to view photos in a number of ways. One of the impressive ones is this tag cloud feature, but probably the standout feature of the N78's camera is its ability to location tag photos thanks to the built-in GPS. This writes the location data of where a photo was taken directly into the image file, which can then be viewed when you upload it to sites such as Flickr. This information can also be used on the N78. The Show on Map feature shown here opens up Nokia Maps and marks where the photo was taken. Also impressive is Nokia Photos for PC. This allows much better sync between the PC and the mobile device. It preserves metadata so that when you enter tag information or album information on the phone, it's automatically transferred to the PC. Nokia Photos for PC is based on the LifeBlog software that was seen earlier in N-series devices, and as a result copies across text messages, MMS messages and notes as well as photos and videos, thus giving a complete record of what you've been up to via the way you've used your phone. Thanks to the onboard GPS, the N78 is also a competent navigation tool. It uses the Nokia Maps 2.0 software, which is divided into two modes, a driving mode shown here, which has clearer instructions and a personal navigation device-like menu to make it easier to use when you're driving along. Other features include a night mode and traffic information. The second mode is a pedestrian mode. This includes a breadcrumb trail so you can see where you've been and has a more top-down navigation style. There's also support for satellite imagery so you can more easily visualize where you are in a city by looking around you. The N78's audio multimedia functionalities are among its strongest. There's the usual music player and podcasting support, shown here as the integration with the Multimedia menu. There's also the Nokia Music Store, which by the time the N78 launches will be available in more countries. There's also an FM radio in the N78, but a new feature is the Internet radio. This allows you to listen to radio that's streamed over the Internet in shoutcast streams. There's an included station directory, which allows you to pick and choose your favourite radio stations. However, the standout audio feature of the N78 has to be the FM transmitter. This allows you to send music from your N78 to any FM radio. The obvious use case for this is in the car, using your phone to send music to your FM car stereo. It's a bit like the A2DP Bluetooth stereo profile, which of course is also available in the N78, but with the advantage that FM technology is, of course, much wider spread. Software-wise, the N78 runs S60 3rd Edition Feature Pack 2. This includes a number of usability enhancements such as the presence of a central soft key. There's also internet grouping, which makes it easier to control your internet connections. There's also reconfigured multitasking. A Show Open Applications at the top of every options menu opens a new look task manager, which is shown at the bottom of the window here. This generally helps promote and encourage users to use multitasking, which will make the device feel faster and allow users to get things done quicker. The N78 is an impressive device, packaging a lot of features into a relatively small volume. There's some real standouts too, such as the FM transmitter. The N78 then seems well placed to replicate the sales success of its immediate predecessor, the N73. With its mid-tier price point, around €350, it will be able to sell to a different market than the high-end N-series devices. It will be available worldwide as well, as there's both a US 3G version and a World 3G version, a first for the N-series. The N78 should be available from July 2008.